Hello and a good day to you. It is 15 minutes past 7 p.m. and this is the Black Hot Fire News update on a beautiful Thursday night. A rainy Thursday night in Nairobi, and also a night filled with tension because of a developing story that is happening right now. And it looks like top military officials from Kenya have died in a KDF chopper crash, including the gentleman on your screen. The gentleman on your screen is the Chief of Defense Forces. His name is Francis Ogola. He is being feared dead, and confirmed reports as of now, because the accident just happened a few moments ago. So we are actually waiting for confirmation from the State House. That was the development that I've been following. We are actually waiting for confirmation from State House. As we are speaking, an emergency security meeting has been called on State House. That is, the National Security Council is having a meeting in State House to discuss that late sad development, where it looks like top military officials from the country, top Kenyan military officials, have been feared to have died in an accident that happened a few hours ago, including the KDF chief, the Kenya Defense Forces chief of defense. His name is Francis Ogola. Basically, Francis Ogola is the man who is in charge of all of Kenya's military operations. He's the man who's in charge of all the military in Kenya. And he's feared to have been killed in a chopper crash that happened a few moments ago. As I said, unconfirmed reports as of now. The president is about to address the nation in the next few moments. When he starts doing that, I'm going to share my screen so that we can get the news as they are from President Ruto, talking about top military, eight top military officials have been killed, are feared to have been killed in a chopper crash that happened somewhere in the Rift Valley region of Kenya. Among them is Francis Ogola, the Chief of Defense. So I'm going to be sharing more on that on the show. As I said, we're waiting for President Ruto to actually confirm. He's right now an emergency security meeting. The National Security Council is having a meeting in State House. It is an event that has never happened. A sitting Chief of Defense dying, and it is something that I'm following on, and I'm gonna report on that as more developments happen as the president is about to address the nation. So I'm gonna be sharing my screen once he starts doing that. So who is Chief of Defense Forces General Ogola? You might be wondering if that is you're not from Kenya. If you're from Kenya, you are very, very familiar with the name General Francis Ogola, because he was involved in the August 8th election. The president came out and said that he was among the people who were trying to rig the election. He was among the people who were trying to rig him out. That is, President William Ruto came out and said among the people who tried to rig him out was the Kenyan Chief of Defense Forces, Francis Ogola, who's feared to have been killed in a plane crash today. So actually the president is just about to address the nation on this on the same thing. And before he died, President Ruto had spoken about appointing him. So people are asking him, how come you appointed the one person that you said wanted to rig you out to become the Chief of Defense Forces? And I was among the people who wondered how the president appointed the person who he said wanted to rig him out as the Chief of Defense Forces. And this is what President Ruto said on the same.
I appointed General Ogola. General Ogola is among the people who went to bomb us to try and overturn my victory. Do you know that? But because when I looked at his CV, he was the best person to be general. I called him and I sat him down. I told him, my friend, you went to bomb us to try and overturn my victory. But because you are the best person to be general, I'm going to give you the job.
So that was the president on why he appointed Ogola as the chief of defense forces, despite him coming out severally to say that General Ogola, who is feared to have been killed today alongside 8 other military officials. A crash happened a few moments ago. It is a development that I'm following on. A plane crash happened a few moments ago. The Kenya Defense Forces plane had 8 top military officials in it, including the Kenya Chief of Defense, General Ogola, who was a 5-star general and the vice of defense before he was appointed the chief of defense of the Kenya Defense Forces. His name is General Ogola. So the president had said several times that Ogola was among one of the people who wanted to rig him out of the August 8th election. And so the clip that I was sharing was on when he was asked, how come you appointed the person who wanted to rig you out as the chief of defense forces? That is the top military sport, the highest military sport you can get in Kenya, equivalent to what Museveni appointed his son as. That is the chief of defense forces. So right now, as we are speaking, an emergency security council meeting has been called at State House. The National Security Council is having a meeting. The president, the deputy president are there, and other top military officials, because it is a matter of national security. Losing reportedly, everything right now is allegedly. It is not yet confirmed because the crash happened moments before I went on air. It happened just moments ago. And among the people feared dead once again is the chief of defense forces, Ogola, and 7 other top military officials feared dead. So Francis Ogola was appointed as the chief of defense forces by President Ruto once he took power. He is a graduate from the National Defense Forces College of Kenya. Before that, he was uh, an assistant. He was the vice chief of defense forces. That was why the president claimed he had tried to rig the election, because even when the elections were happening, he was still a top military official, just not the top man. So if indeed he's dead, then by the time of his death, he was the top military person in the country. If a coup was to happen in Kenya, he would be the man who would have been behind it, because he was the top military man in the country. So it has been confirmed that he was in the chopper that crashed. What has not been confirmed yet is that he died. I don't want to report on before the president is about to address the nation in the next few minutes. So I'm gonna share my screen so that we can hear from State House itself on what really happened and what happened to the top military officials, the 8 of them who are reportedly dead from a chopper crash in the Rift Valley region of Kenya. So he is a very decorated military personnel. I'm talking about Francis Ogola. He has served in Yugoslavia. He has served in very big positions in the military. He was at one time the chief flying instructor at the Kenya Air Force Flying Training School. He was at another point in charge of command and the deputy commander at the Kenya Air Force. So he is somebody who's been in the Kenya Air Force for quite some time. He has been the base commander at the Laikipia Air Base. The Laikipia Air Base, for those of you maybe who are not watching from Kenya, is where the United States and the UK have their military bases. So he was at one time the base commander at the Laikipia Air Base, commanding the commanding officer of technical fighter wing. So he is a really decorated military man. And it looks like preliminary reports are indicating that he might have died. I don't want to confirm reports before they get confirmed, but the president is about to address the nation in a few. I can actually see he's about to come out of State House. I'm going to share the screen once he does so that we can hear from him. Right now, they're having an emergency security council meeting. I'm watching on a different screen. And Keith is with me. Yeah, I'm talking about 8 top military personnel are feared to have died in a plane crash, including the Kenyan chief of defense forces, that is the top military man in the country, might
Okay.
have been killed in a plane crash
Where?
in the Rift Valley region of Kenya, as they had gone to open some schools that had been closed down after bandits attacked the region. So
Okay.
the video on your screen that I was sharing was when President Ruto was asked why he appointed Ogola as the chief of defense forces, despite the fact that he came out several times to say that Ogola was among the people who wanted to rig him out. He said when he won the August 8th election, some people tried to rig him out. And among the people he mentioned 3 people who tried to rig him out. Among the people he mentioned was General Ogola, who he later appointed as the top military man. So he was once asked in a media interview why he appointed the man whom he claimed to have tried to rig him out. And once again, this is what he said.
I appointed General Ogola. General Ogola is among the people who went to bomb us to try and overturn my victory. Do you know that? But because when I looked at his CV, he was the best person to be general. I called him and I set him down.
Get out of
My
here.
friend, you went to bomb us to try and overturn my victory. But because you are the best person to be general, I'm going to give you the job. That is how it works with me. That's why I told you, if a person has the qualification, if he's the best for the job, I will give him the job.
But that is the military.
No, not.
There's a code of
They gave him
conduct for the
the
military.
They gave him the job because he was scared about his political. The man keep banging on his ass while he's president. So you bring your enemies close, right? Keep your friends close, your enemies closer. That's the whole art of war. The whole art of war strategy. Keep your friends close, but you keep your enemies closer. So everybody's enemy closer. Everybody knows the art of war more. You know the Kenyans don't know it. Most Kenyans ain't read it. So you going, that's the kind of person I am. That's who I am. Like you some kind of noble person. Get out of here. All right.
So the reason and K. Williams is saying nothing but puppets replacing each other. The reason why a National Security Council meeting has been called, I can recall the number of times a National Security Council meeting has been called, an emergency one, is it only happens when a matter of, the last time.
And understand these African puppets are dirty. Dirty. I'm not. I would be surprised if they had his plane blown up. These African puppets are dirty. They're all criminal. This moron is a criminal. He was wanted by the Hague like 15 years ago. Him and who? They're both criminals. This dude is a criminal. So don't be surprised that they're behind the blowing up of this plane. Mm-hmm. So but you'll never know. You'll never know it because you get your enemies closer, then you get rid of their ass. And now get rid of that ass. Get rid of his ass. You're the president.
He was not the only man who was in the plane. As I said, there were 7 other top military officials. So that means there might be shuffle.
Fuck them too. Fuck them too.
So let us
I'm being honest with you, but sorry. Mm-hmm. Fuck them too. You don't, as Kenyans, you don't have any real military. So it don't make a difference whether any of these morons die or not. You don't have a real military. No real military in Africa. So who's the Kenyan military gonna fight? A bowl of cereal? Who they gonna fight? They can't even fight for their own African women when they're getting fucked up in Saudi Arabia or in Qatar. They won't say shit about it. So please, does it make a difference who the hell dies as a fake? Just like the moron over in Kampala, Captain Crunch talking about I should go and try to invade Kenya. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. There's no real militaries in Africa. So good luck with that. Who cares if they died? So what? The family should care. I don't know if they was all. I'm pretty sure they was all corrupt. pretty sure if we ever dig into their history, which no one's going to do, we'll find every last one of those bastards was corrupt as shit. So, I mean, does this hurt the country of Kenya? No. It hurts their families, yes. But the country? No. There's no military minds in that plane that died. Shit. some goofy niggas with fucked up uniforms on. Who cares? Okay. You're not a strategic power. Now, if you was a strategic power, like Israel blew up those cats in Iran, I mean in Syria, that would have been a problem. There are no strategic generals in Africa. Shit. Copy and paste coons. If you have real military, there'll be a loss. There's no loss. Kenya's not trying to wage any war against any enemy, so let's say these are morons. They were going to take over to Haiti or something. I don't know about that. So, it's a sad fact. It's sad for their families. Is it sad for Kenya? Really not. If the Kenyans really knew that they don't have any real military, the ones that really know it, they know this. There ain't no loss to Kenya. There's no loss to you, Demore. unless you their cousin, one of them your uncle or something. Like the generals that died, like the couple of American colonels that blown up a couple years ago in Afghanistan. Did that hurt me? No. Shit, they got blown up. The Taliban blew their ass up. Sorry for their family. Shit.
So let me hear what these people are saying here.
Probably, and that's why he came out and said it, because he's probably under suspicion that Ruto did. People know how African politics work. It's dirty. It's dirty because it's corrupt as shit. That's why he came out. You know what I did? He came to try to take over my election. I made him the real general. Trying to make it so sound unanimous, Demore. I'm such a good person. I believed in his ability. Even though he tried to fuck me, Demore, I believed in him. And we gotta,
I'm actually waiting. I was actually waiting for the president to come out so that I can hear what he's gonna say about the cause of the accident. And
yeah, people meant to say we come out. They got prep. Hey man, don't say nothing crazy. The upper class looking at your ass. They might think you might did something. Make sure you sound, humble and contrite about those people dying. Make sure you sound extra contrite how much of a loss it is to Kenya, okay? You got it? You understand it, right? How much is a loss is to Kenya, how contrite you feel. Let me send you out there. Okay, you want me to say what? Listen here, morons. Stop drinking it and talking about evangelist shit. Listen, I want you to go out there, be contrite, and show humility. Okay? Okay, my God. I can't stand that bastard. We know you did, but people might start looking at you sideways. So you just keep it contrite and respectful. Hit a button, Demore? There you go.
As we wait for more development on that, let us look at other things that are happening over Africa today. Of course, apart from the deaths that are feared for the top military officials in Kenya who are feared to have died after a plane crash. In Nigeria, a schoolgirl who was, I actually respect part of the Kenyan military, by the way. They do an amazing work, especially in the border between Kenya and Somalia. I've heard, they do. I've had a distant relative killed there.
See, that's the sad fact, because okay, exactly. So if they do so good, if they do so good, okay, yeah, I must say, if they do so good, Demore, why have they been able to get rid of Al Shabaab? Since they do so good, Al Shabaab's been around, and it's a CIA group, created by the CIA. Any military, a real military, would crush any supposedly terrorist group. A real military, I was in the military, Demore, the United States Marine Corps. Any real military would crush a terrorist group, a terrorist faction. They would hunt it down and wipe it out. Wipe it out. What we don't want this to stop this attack? No. You're going to hunt it down and you're going to dismantle it. Everyone we find is going to get a bullet in the head. It's going to be dismantled. So why is the Kenyan military been able to get rid of Al Shabaab? Why is the Nigerian military been able to get rid of Boko Haram? Tell me, since these are crack military groups.
Yeah, so the systems aside, the CIA aside, and of course all the other systems that have made the systems to be the way they are with the terrorists and the sponsors. I respect the boots on the ground. I mean the men who are on the ground, who are who are ordered to go sleep in the bushes.
Yeah, I got no choice.
I respect the bush.
I get you. You respect. Yeah, I get you. You respect you respect the effort. You respect the efforts.
Yeah,
I don't. I don't respect no military in Africa. They don't do shit. They're not a puppet organization. Maybe now the ones in Bikini Faso are changed, but I don't. I don't respect nothing they do because they don't benefit African people. What benefit has this Kenyan military done for African people besides supposedly fighting Al Shabaab? What have they done? What peace and stability have they got the British? The country? Fuck no. And they even talked to the British about unaliving Kenyan women. Of course not. Of course not. Have they made Kenya safe and profitable for Kenya? No. So what military power? Because that's what military is for. To make sure you have stability, so you can now create business. So tell me what all these. Okay, did the Kenyans? Military say they're gonna go to war with Qatar, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, Dubai for mistreating African, Kenyan women from the Kenyan women from the country of Kenya. Did they do that?
Here is why I respect. I have tons and tons of respect for the Kenya Defense Forces. For the men on the ground. I'm not talking about the people who call the shots. I'm not talking about the generals who send them. I have tons of respect for the men who are sent because they do what they have been sent to do, and they don't call the shots. For example, there is.
So you respect. And I'm glad Demore saying this. I'm glad Demore saying this, fam, because this is going to be my show. This is going to be the show I'm going to do on the weekend. And if I get home either Saturday, I might get on Friday, depending on when I'm going to get to the house. Nobody black in America should fight these no good white bastards. Ever again. Don't put your kids in no military. Don't fight for these motherfuckers at all. They can send money to damn Gaza, to the cats from the smoke, because they control the country, we know that, and the Ukraine. They can't treat you like a human being here. They can't give you reparations that they owe you for 400 years of slavery. But they give money to fucking these damn people and shit out of your tax dollars. So you owe nothing to these motherfuckers who want you to go die for these banker wars. Okay? As African people, we don't owe nothing to this fucked up country. If the dumbass nigga from Africa want to come as an immigrant and fight for the country, let his ass die. For this stupid ass country, don't give a shit about him. But as African Americans who've been here and built this country on our backs, we don't give them no more of our blood, sweat, and tears. That's over with. They can fight their own goddamn wars. Because they, you know what they do. That's why they keep us in poverty too. So they can have you sign for the military to get a job. Why they won't hire you to get any jobs or give any loans for you to start any businesses, because they need your military, they need your bodies for their grinding machines in the military. When I'm in the military, it's disproportionately, anybody tell you that, in America, we're small, we're number 14% of the population. In the military, we're almost damn near the majority. Because they go to poor African-American communities, you need a job, don't you? Don't you want to be broken, fucked up? Come join the Marine Corps, come join the Army, come join the Navy, come join the Air Force. And so that's a way out for black men to escape poverty and be able to start some kind of family. But now you putting your life on the line. People don't give a shit about you. And you see how they treat you when you come back if you've been in any kind of war and you've been suffering mentally from a war. What do? They don't treat you. Your ass is outside, living underneath a bridge. You're fucking homeless. They won't give you the medical treatment that you need. They was hoping that you got your head blown off in Iraq, in Afghanistan, or wherever the hell they sent you at. In Syria. Hoping that you got your fucking head blown off. You wouldn't come back. But if you came back with any kind of problems, you was going to be underfunded. You weren't going to deal with society because your brain is now fucked up. You're dealing with PTSD. You done killed innocent babies, blown up innocent men, women, and children. And now your mind, you weren't trained how to deal with that because as an African, you're a loving person. So you can't deal with the blowing up and dismantling of innocent people. See, me, I'm kind of, since I know shit, I don't give a shit. I don't want no kid around me. I don't want nobody around me because I'm going to blow your motherfucking head off. I told, people laughed at me when I was in Iraq. Oh, I knew you crazy. Hey, how many of these motherfucking Arab kids come around and say they want candy? Get the fuck back there. Because these Arabs strap a bomb on that little motherfucker. You remember Vietnam? You niggas better act like you know something. They put a bomb on this kid. You go get this kid candy, he blow his ass up, blow you up too. Or you might live. Now you ain't got no arm, you ain't got no leg, your dick blown off, you come back, you ain't got nothing here. So, nah. I never got mad about killing innocent women and children. Because don't come around me. I'm going to blow your motherfucking head off because I got to get back home to my family. And that's what war is, family. It's dirty because it's not really the objective they tell you about. Freedom and all. When you get in, you learn about no freedom. It's about America stealing people's resources and money for the cats with the small hats that run these banks. They want you to go die for them so they have more and more power, more and more resources that they own and control. So my show this weekend, I'm going to be documenting all of this. You don't take your black baby, you don't get these motherfuckers your babies. You don't get these no good racist ass crackers your babies ever again. Ever. Let them go fight their own goddamn wars. Talking about you and them, they don't even treat you like no damn American. You're the bottom of the barrel, they hate us, they're racist. So fuck them. Fight your own war. We need Americans to go fight the fake terrorists that we created in Gaza. You go fight your own shit. That's what you do. You go fight your own fucking war. That's right. Go fight your own shit. Oh, we gonna put you in jail. You're already locking us up. What are you talking about? You're already locking us up, so you ain't scared us with that. You think you're scared any black man with being locked up? Lock us up. But we ain't going to your goddamn war no more. Fight your own fucking war. That's your shit. Exactly right, Kay. Fight your own goddamn war. Fight your own shit. Black men have been dying since goddamn before you colonized Africa with the Civil War. You was giving promises there we would get shit in the face. World War I. When you black men fight for white people, we'll treat you right. We got hung, we got lynched, we got killed, we got stabbed, we got robbed, we got burnt alive. World War II was the same shit. You Negroes fight, and we'll treat you good. We'll come back and treat you good. What'd you get? You got stabbed. You got robbed. You got lynched. You got burnt. You got hanged. While white people got brand new houses and money to start businesses. Everybody black got nothing. I ain't talking about no loan. White people got money for a house and a business who went to war. Black people got, yeah, nigga, you're not getting shit. So what? And if you walk down the street in certain cities in your American uniform as a black man, they'd hang your ass or they'd burn you alive. Because they didn't want to see you in a United States military uniform. They'd come and hang your ass or burn you alive. Then they wanted you to go to Korea. Then to Vietnam. Finally in Vietnam, our black people were submissive.
And I don't know if it's your network that is breaking or mine, but I can't hear you right now. And Danny Harrison is saying, when I was in the U.S. Army, when I was in the U.S. Army, yeah, it has to be your network. He's saying, I've
Yeah,
seen
Danny was in the
TV as
army.
the cost of war. In wars, people get killed. And K. Williams is saying, very true. And Danny Harrison goes on to say, speaking of racists, he's talking about Campbell, Kentucky, and Lewis, Washington are two of the most racist units in the army. I don't know
Yeah, I
what
was
he's
in the
saying.
army. I know it's all right there. He's giving you specific tactical
Units.
military units. Yeah, based in some parts of the United States. See, I wasn't in the army. I was in the Marine Corps, so it's different. So he said the tactical units probably he was part of. That was racist. I'm telling you, the Marine Corps was racist from top to bottom. Top to bottom. Sure, the Navy's the same way. Army, Air Force, all that shit. So, the African people, got a lot of cats realizing that. You don't get your babies to these motherfuckers no more. You're gonna fight your own fucking war. Fight your own shit. We're not fighting till we get our goddamn money. Where the fuck is my goddamn $20 trillion that you owe me? For slavery, goddammit. Where's my $25 trillion? There'll be no more black bodies on the motherfucking front line until you give up that bread. Where's my money? Till you get that money, you take your white people who are fat and fucked up, put them on the front line. Let them fight your fucked up wars. Since they get the benefits of being an American, they get the benefits. But now you done fucked up. You done made the white man who ain't getting no benefits either. He don't even want to fight for your punk ass. So you done fucked up. The white man don't even want to fight for you. But white people, damn sure ain't fighting your motherfucking war. You got money for Ukrainians, billions and billions of dollars to go to Ukraine, billions of dollars to go to Israel. And you can't get my money yet? You ain't broke me off my bread? You ain't broke my bread off? You ain't gave my reparations yet? Well, fuck your war. And fuck you. And fuck this country. You fight your own goddamn war. Let your own white babies die in that shit. But as far as black people, nah, we cool. You do you. We cool. Ain't gonna be no more fight for this motherfucker no more. Them days is gone. Because ain't no benefit. You can't come to black people and say, I'll give you a job in the military. Military don't pay shit. Everybody in America is broke and fucked up. See, you stole all the wealth out the country when you built China. You stole all the wealth. Stole the TikTok. Everybody on TikTok cried. All the millennials and the Gen Zs on their year. What kind of life is this? What kind of life I'm going to live? I can't pay. I'm paying bills. I can't afford no house. I can't. What kind of life is this? Yeah. You done fucked up. You stole all the money out the country, and you can't even protect the white supremacists. You done made them all fucked up like the niggas. So they know now they're not gonna fight your war. What benefit are they getting of being in the military fighting your goofy war? What do they get? Blown the fuck up? Or they can say, I'm proud to be an American. No, that patriotic shit, that propaganda don't work no more. Because most of these motherfuckers' stomach is touching their backbone. Okay? If my stomach is touching my backbone, the propaganda don't work. It hit different. It hit different when my stomach is touching my backbone. Propaganda don't work no more. See, when I was in a nice house, had a nice car, had a good job, you tell me, hey, we gotta go fight the damn niggas in Africa and fight the terrorists. You're like, yeah, let's go get these no good niggas and fucking Arabs. Goddamn right. See, you had some kind of benefit because the country that you came from was, you were living good, the kids are living good, so you felt you had some kind of stock in said country. Now you feel like you got no stock in this bitch. You can't say, let's go fight the nigga in Africa. Let's go fight the Arab in the Middle East. You're like, why the fuck I want to do that? I ain't got no benefit doing that shit. What? I ain't got no money now. You ain't give me no money. I'm gonna go fight for free. What do I get? They say you don't get nothing. Okay, well fuck it. Send these niggas. And the black people like, nah, we cool. We're not going none of that shit. So you in a dilemma, America. You done fucked up so much. You done stole so much money out of your own fucking economy that you fucked your own war machine up. You done fucked your own war machine up, you fucking morons. You done fucked your own war machine up. So nobody wants to go. That's why you're talking about a draft. Forcing people to go. That ain't gonna work. Because you'll get a civil war in this bitch. That's what you want. But I don't think you motherfuckers will survive a civil war. That's what you want, really. Because you know ain't nobody going to be forcibly going into no military. For what? What benefit am I getting? Not a goddamn thing. Got army men and women everywhere I go living under fucking bridges. Homeless. Because the government ain't do shit for them. Turn their backs on them when they had them out there in Iran blowing up innocent men, women, and children in Iraq. And now they come back and their minds is all fucked up. And they can't cope with society. They living in the goddamn woods. I remember a couple years ago I was in Delaware. I didn't even know this thing existed. I stopped by the side of the motherfucking road by these woods because I thought my tire was fucked up. I thought my tire was messed up. I went to look, and it was a whole camp of homeless motherfuckers. I was like, what the fuck is this? I was so disgusted. So I mean a whole goddamn like 2,000 or 3,000 of these motherfuckers living in the woods in Delaware. I mean on the Delaware River coming up out of Philadelphia. I said, what? I said, so I walked down and I said, hey man, what is this? What is this shit? What is this shit here? He said, man, and DeMar can look this up right now on YouTube. Say homeless community on the Delaware. Say homeless community on the Delaware River in Pennsylvania. Pull that shit up. So I walked there. I said, hey man, what is this shit? He said, oh man, we ex-military. I said, what the fuck are you doing out in these goddamn woods? I was so angry. I was so full of rage. What the fuck are you doing out in these goddamn woods? Where are the services for you guys to be putting hotels, houses, or something? What's going on? Where's Veterans Affairs at? Say homeless community on the Delaware River in Pennsylvania. If you can spell Pennsylvania. I'm like, I was so angry. And these are a lot of black men, even white men, because they were prior military. So it touched me deeply that they just, because this country don't give a shit about no military. So now you all know they'll throw your ass in a goddamn garbage can and keep it pushing. All the fake ass. See, the fake propaganda don't work no more. You got too many homeless places out here in America with ex-military because their minds are all fucked up. They can't go back in society because there's too many killing. Yep, there you go. Whole damn homeless thing I seen out there. I was like, what is this? This shit is huge, man. I was like, what? It went on forever out there. I said, I'm like, I'm all stupid. I said, who knows about this? See, everybody knows about this in the government in Pennsylvania. And they ain't done shit about it. They ain't done shit about this. I said, what are you doing when it's freezing out this bitch? When it's goddamn temperatures below zero, what do you do? And sometimes we like going to the city and try to get in the shelter, but the shelter don't let us in there because half our minds are messed up. I said, motherfucker. I mean, out in the woods, man, right along this damn Delaware River. I was fucked up. I went back to my car crying. I was fucked up in the head. Not many things make me cry. That made me cry. That broke my motherfucking heart. Where this country throws away people. Fight for what? Motherfucker, I'm not fighting for shit. And that's what they've been doing forever. Forever. Especially with black men. Forever. Leaving us fucked up and broken. And then discarding our ass. Shit. Get your babies and none of these motherfuckers. They can't have our children. You take your own. The days of having our black children are over. We're not giving shit else to this country. We built this raggedy motherfucker and ain't got nothing to show for it. So you know what? Rent is due. You ain't paid the bill. Now it's time to get evicted. You gonna fight your own fucking war for Israel. Your Jesus shit don't work no more. Too many young Africans, your Jesus shit. We're gonna fight for Israel. Fuck that. Let them fight their own shit. Your Jesus propaganda don't work no more either. That don't work. But go ahead, more. I kind of hijacked the show. Go ahead. Yeah, just shit. That's some other shit. I ain't seen that. The other one was out in the woods over there on the Delaware River. That shit is huge. That shit's disturbing.
Wow, that was deep. Whatever is happening with the militaries, and of course, I don't even have words to add on all that you said, Keith, on the military and what Danny Harrison is saying, that the elite think what they think about soldiers. They think that people who serve in the military are stupid. And let us look at other things that are happening over Africa. As we come to the end of the show, Joby and Kamlesh are coming up in a bit. The show took a turn and ended up learning a lot about the military and what really happens. In Nigeria, 10 years after the kidnappings that happened in Nigeria, a Nigerian schoolgirl who had been abducted 10 years ago was rescued today, but she was rescued with 3 kids and pregnant. So she was among the schoolgirls who were abducted. If you can remember the abductions that happened, the 276 girls who were abducted in Nigeria's Chibok village in April 2014. So she was among the few who had not yet been rescued, and they finally were able to rescue her. So it looks like the terrorists made a wife out of her. 15 years ago, she was kidnapped 10 years ago, and they rescued her. She was kidnapped when she was 15. They rescued her today, a mother of 3, and she's pregnant again for a 4th kid. And Nigeria is, when Keith is saying that the military in Africa, then you have to look at the military in Nigeria as one of them. And of course, I don't even want to go into that. In lighter news, Niger has signed a deal with Mali to supply Mali with cheaper diesel. So Niger is set to deliver about 150 million liters of diesel to neighboring Mali after the 2 countries signed a partnership on Tuesday. So that is Africa trading with Africa, at least lighter news. The diesel is to be supplied to Mali, to Mali's national energy company, as the country suffers from, Mali suffers from regular power cuts. So looks like now, instead of Niger exporting its diesel like Nigeria does, like Sudan does, to other places, it has signed a deal with Mali to be supplying diesel to Mali. 150 million liters of diesel.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. Inter-Africa trading amongst itself, which we do not see often. We prefer to send things to the West rather than trading with ourselves. Tanzania had corn last year. Last year, Kenya did not have corn, and that
you don't prefer it, Lord. That's why the Europeans set it up to benefit them. You don't prefer that. That's the way it was set up, and you had no puppets to unchange that. That's why it's set up, so that benefits them, not you.
So I was giving an example of Tanzania last year, where it opted to export corn out of Africa rather than export it to Kenya. They banned exportation of corn to Kenya when Kenya did not have enough corn. But they prefer to trade with the West rather than with Kenya, which was suffering from lack of enough food. So at least when I see a country like Niger, which is, by the way, trailblazing a whole new generation of Africa, the Sahel Alliance is one place that is making me really happy in Africa. So when I see them signing
And
deals,
surely, and surely it's
talking
gonna force
about
the rest.
supplying
You're
Mali
exactly,
with cheaper diesel.
you're exactly right. The most gonna force the rest of Africa to do right because you can't keep doing all kind of fucked up shit. And then all the other Africans see it. They say, how the hell they able to do it when you're not? Some it was something ain't right. Some not right. How the hell is Molly able to do it and trade with everybody and you can't and you won't? And they gonna say, you know what? Because we got that British military base here. That's why not. That's why we can't do it. So,
And lastly, kid network has gone. Lastly, China is doing the most Chinese thing. So I reported on how Zimbabwe is going through an hard economic time. They started the Zig currency the other week, and the other day, and there is not enough Zig currency. The people are using dollars even after the currency was launched. And apart from that, traders are not accepting the Zig because they don't know. They are saying they fear the value will go down. And money is a store of value. So if I do not trust this currency to hold value, then I'm not going to accept it. So traders in Zimbabwe are not accepting the ZiG. They're taking the US dollar. So the currency is there, but nobody wants it because they're saying they're not
there's no,
sure if it's
yeah,
going to hold
there's no
value.
confidence in it. Yeah, there's no
Yeah,
confidence
they
in
have
it
no
yet.
confidence in it. Yeah.
That's
So
that's
today,
that's all currency is. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
China came out today and said that it wants to help Zimbabwe out of its economic turmoil, and as the first step, it wrote off unspecified amount of Zimbabwe's loan. So they used the word unspecified amount, but it wrote off some part of the debt that Zimbabwe owns them, and it has pledged to help the government find a way out of its ongoing crisis. So there goes China with the white savior, with the white savior image. Don't know whether this is white, the Asian savior image, trying to act like they're helping Zimbabwe. So they wrote off part of the debt that Zimbabwe owes them, and gave a lot of promises on how they are going to help Zimbabwe out. Uh, as of September, Zimbabwe's debt stood at 17.7 billion, of which 12.7 billion was external and 5 billion was domestic. So China wrote off part of the 12.7 billion that Zimbabwe audit, not just it, but also other other Bretton Woods institutions. So that was what was happening in Africa today. So apparently in Zimbabwe, I know Maria did a whole episode on how Zimbabwe was launching the ZiG, but the
Yeah.
ZiG is not working. It's not working in
The
Zimbabwe.
zig,
Nobody's accepting it.
the zig started to zag on the morning.
Mhm.
The zig started to zag. The so,
So the ZiG is not working anymore. Nobody is taking the ZiG.
but
Traders are saying
they gotta get
traders are
confidence
saying
in
that
it. So
they don't know the value. And partly I understand the Zimbabwean traders because at the end of the day, they just want money to go and buy new stock. So they are not sure if the currency you are giving them today will
exactly.
have the same value next week. What if it falls next week and I have 10 million ZiGs? What am I going to do with the ZiGs?
you, you, you're gonna use it for toilet paper.
So that is why the people of Zimbabwe are using the US dollar even after they launched their own currency. And I guess that is one of the challenge that African countries are gonna face as they try to
Trying to escape Britainwood.
yeah
Trying to
as
escape
they
the
try
cats. Trying to escape the
yeah
cats of the small hats, the more. Trying to gain
because
back sovereignty.
Because what is going to happen is a lot of propaganda is going to be spread, of
Yes.
course, by the Western
Yes.
media. They're going to say the new currency won't work, the new currency will fall, and the people will buy the lie. And that is why even
Exactly.
if Kenya was to launch a currency today and call it what do they call it? They can't call it the Zig, the Kenya Zig, the Zig. If they were to launch the Zig today, it wouldn't work because the people who control
Confidence
the
in it.
shillings would not want it working. So of course propaganda would be spread.
Exactly.
It might be a
Exactly.
lot of propaganda is being spread in Zimbabwe, and that is why the
Of
people are
course.
not accepting it. Nobody is
Of
accepting the
course.
Zig. So if you have the Zig
Of
in
course.
Zimbabwe, oh, and to you,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. See,
you're gonna
currency,
you're sleeping hungry
currency,
with your
that's right. Sleeping hungry with your zags. Sad enough.
Zig.
You know, currency is all about confidence. The more is what you believe. It's all. The funny thing about it's actually an illusion
Mhm.
as well, because American dollar is backed by nothing. It's the confidence in the dollar that gives us its power. That me and you have confidence in it, so we can trade it back and forth as a form of legal tender. If we have no confidence in it, it would collapse because America,
And that is
at least the ZAG is backed by gold. The American dollar is backed by nothing,
the
nothing
lies.
more.
No, no, it's backed by
Li-
lies.
That's it.
It's not nothing. so, so as Keith is saying, one of the most fundamental element of a currency is confidence. We both have to agree that this worthless piece of paper is worth this amount. Like
Exactly.
if Jiba Jaba did some lawn mowing worth around $10, then you have to agree that this piece of paper is worth $10. If we can't agree on the value of the paper, then it's worthless paper. So that is why the
Yeah,
Zig is not
and
working.
when
That is why
and, and when
the East
and
Africa
when you don't
released the
and when you
Shiafra.
don't
You
agree,
remember the
hold
Shiafra?
on, hold on more. And when you don't agree, I mean, when you don't agree, I bring my military and to blow your damn head off.
Yeah.
I put that gun in your face tomorrow. Do you want to consider the value of this dollar? Yeah, Keith, I reconsider. That's right. That's right. Reconsider.
Or do you want me to sanction your ass? So you have to
Yeah,
choose
thank.
one.
That's right. Sanction you or get your head blown off.
And that is why even the East African Shiafra will not work because
Oh
people will
yeah.
not have
Oh please.
it.
I ain't heard nobody talking about that shit since you said about a month ago.
It is still being talked about. They're
Okay.
having the ESC conference will be happening in the next few weeks, and among
All
the
right.
agendas will be the East African currency. Do you know that the first East African president was supposed to have been elected in 2022? So they met a few years ago and agreed that East Africa should have a president. The president was
Hmm.
supposed to be elected in 2022, was never elected. So that will be among the agenda also, the new East
Okay.
African president.
Okay. Okay. You might as well name the new. You might as well name the new
Oh,
currency. You might as well name the new currency the ZAG two. The ZAG.
and, and apparently, I hope they pay the new East African president with the Shiafra.
Not gonna- so now you got. Good luck with that. I don't think nobody's giving up their shillings for the Shiafra,
That,
Demori.
that
I'm
should be
sorry.
that should be that should be that should be the taste of a currency. If a president suggests a currency, for example, pay Mnangagwa with the Zig. Let
They know
Mnangagwa be
they
paid in
they know
Zig.
it's corrupt. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
oh yes, right, that's right. Yes, right. Let them be paid in the ZAG. That's
yeah,
right.
pay him in Zigs, Zags, and Zigs.
Zig, yeah, zigs and zags, right? Them in the zig.
Yeah.
So I
Good luck to
I
him
don't think.
trying to deposit the Zigs in his
All
offshore
right.
accounts.
I don't think exactly. I don't think Ruda's gonna be paid in. What you call the things? Riafras, whatever it's called. Shiafras.
So
Ruda say,
that should be it.
Ru-
You
Ru-
suggest a new
Ru-
currency, be the first person to be paid using that new currency.
That's right. Ruda gonna say, nigga, you crazy? I can't put this bullshit in my offshore account. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
The Shiafra, whatever it's called. The
So
Shiafra,
as
yeah, whatever
as
the
we come to
crazy shit
the end
called.
of the show, as we wait for Keith to
Much
start
love,
paying us in
family.
Shiafras,
Yeah.
looks like you're gonna be paying us in Shiafras very soon.
And hell, then all y'all gonna be getting evicted.
I'll be calling you and telling you you owe me 100 shiafras.
I was like, good luck with that. You know, they put me out my house. They put me out my house, Keith. I'm trying to pay people with these worthless ass shiafras.
And now I'm living in the streets with my shiafras.
They go see if you can exchange it for shillings. Shit, stop talking crazy.
And so, as, as I wait for my shiafras, that was all we had on the
The,
Blackboard
im-
Finding update.
the
Joby
M-Pesa
and Kamlesh
system on
are
it.
coming up
The,
in a bit.
the M-Pesa system on it accept that shit.
But I'm sure if you pay me with shiafras, I can afford a flight to Jamaica with shiafras, and I can go enjoy some Jamaican women and pay them with shiafras.
There you go. You guys got to Jamaican. They wouldn't know you wasn't Jamaican. You got the goop. You know you get the goopy accent down. Hey, bumper clot.
So Joby and Kamlesh are coming up in a bit. Make
Now Joby can go there and fit right in. She know that
defense
Jamaican
is
shit.
feared dead among other top military officials in a plane crash that happened moments before I went on air in the Rift Valley region of Kenya. So the chief of defense is among the top military officials who are feared to have been killed in the incident, and also a lot of other things are happening in Africa, which you won't have time to go through, but we're going to go through them tomorrow. So make sure to join Joby and Kamlesh in a bit, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. It's always a pleasure having you, ladies and gentlemen.